Good evening, everyone. Thank you, UNISEC, for inviting me. It's glad to be back to UNISEC. I've been UNISEC for a long time before because I was the POC for Malaysia. The MC has introduced me a bit on that, but maybe I can update it on the recent what I hold now. I'm also the Common Fellows in 2023. Become the businesswoman. Now I'm also representing Scotland as a global Scot is representing them in Asian. And also I'm the assistant secretary for Malaysia's Space Industry Consortium, or MASIC. I've been known with a passion to space and also to educations. So this is the picture of me for the class project. We launched the rocket for this class actually. Then I brought my student to US to compete in Spaceport US. And also we have a lots of CANSAT workshop in Malaysia. And this is actually also my passion, which is high altitude balloon. We are the only company that provides service for high altitude balloon, and this actually started from the class. And from the class, we expert in this process of launching the balloon and become when we have a company, this is one of our services. I'm also active in UNISEC, used to. And this is me brought my student to compete in MIC in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. This is in ISU, Strasbourg, France. And I was also the alumni for CLTP. This is CLTP 8 in Nihon University. And from here, actually, I've learned so much. And from here, I actually having the first product where I spin off my research and also my passion in space to become a company where this is our first product. And you see here, we were supplying this product for one of the biggest competitions for the schools in Malaysia, last 2 years, Malaysia Tech Olympics. And from here, we moved to more things that significance to Malaysians. And I actually having a company which is incorporated in November 2020. Currently, we have 5 engineers, we have admin executive, this is a full-time engineers, and we are focusing on the small satellite business and also for the space educations. And of course, looking on what we are going for, we want to create an equatorial economy, meaning that we're going to have focus in equatorial, having the constellations, and make sure that we're going to be champion for these equatorial regions. And as I mentioned before, we have a product that spin-off, which is CANSAT Kit for Education. This is the first product because we have our experience in launching a balloon. This is also our products for the high altitude platform services. Then when we decide to scale up or we decide to grow, we're thinking something that actually we can start first without very big capital. So we go for the Pocket Cube for the satellite IoT services. So everybody knows that the satellite manufacturing trends is towards smaller satellites. And the current trends also, we have a Pico satellite. And after my talk, I think we have a presenter to talk about femto satellite. So this is a satellite that can be used as education, at the same time also can be used for the commercials. So when people looking at these small sats, actually we can do lots of things, but maybe with the limited missions. So for this Pocket Cube, I start with Pocket Cube for SpaceIn. So Pocket Cube have also modular size with the 5 times 5 times 5 is 1P, then we call that 2P, 3P, and 6P, and so on. So for our satellite, we actually launched with Alba Orbital. So if you see here, you can see that the part of Alba Orbital where we can put all our satellite inside there and deploy to the orbit. And I got this a lot. I think in this community, actually, you aware how actually this satellite actually been launched. but maybe a bit on that. So we have a pocket cube pod, which is positioned in this transporter, or we call it space park, and we position in rocket. And then up here, we have lots of rocket to be launched to the orbit. So this is how actually Pocket Cube be installed and deployed later in orbit. So a bit on our Pocket Cube for IoT applications. When I got the idea to have this IoT, we also look on the opportunity and what kind of a problem that we're going to solve. And knowing that Malaysia going through digitalizations, so we use lots of Internet of Things. But the problem is certain area, remote area especially, still has full or no connectivity to use this IoT. So thinking of sending data directly to the satellite and coming back to the ground using satellite is one of the solutions for this problem. And also, we know that the cost to use the satellite is quite high. So how actually we can reduce the cost is it can be reduced by reducing the launch cost, reducing also the size of the satellites. And we also look on the regulation. We know that regulation, different region have different regulations. So certain protocol or certain frequency that being used in other region may not be, can't be used in this region. So we want to offer something that can be used in, especially in our region or in the Southeast Asia. So the solution, of course, using the satellite where we have our own terminals or nodes that can connect directly to the satellite. The satellite is at lowest orbit around 500 to 700 kilometers. And from there, we send back to the ground stations. And from the ground station, we push all the data to the server or cloud where the user can retrieve back all the data using the user interface. So currently, we are using AWS server, and also we have one ground station in University Science Malaysia. We're going to build another ground station in Malaysia Space Agency, working together with them for the commercial satellite. So the key technology behind this is on the small satellite itself, which is reducing the launch cost and also reducing the number of constellation when we focusing this constellation to the equatorial. So we want to focus in equatorial to get the market of equatorial. We know that equatorial regions is emerging market, especially for the satellite market. Then this is where we're going to hitting first. And of course, with the ground segment, we have to look on the terminal IoT itself. So it should be small, low power, easy to use, plug and play, and also having direct access to the satellite. And we know that we want the customer to access their data easily. So we have this management platform which have a user interface, and maybe in the future we can provide more services to the users using the data analytics, AI, lots of things that can be done using this data. So with these three, actually, we built the satellite. This is the picture of us during the test. This is environmental test in TBC in MISA. Very small as compared to the TBC, but it's a very good experience because it is the first experience to the MISA itself, having the real satellite being tested in their TBC. And we also have to go through the vibration test. So we launched with SpaceX. So all the requirement for SpaceX, they give us in the documentations. So we have to fulfill all this, the requirement from them, then go through all these tests. And we passed the test and we launched the satellite on 12 November 2023. So for this SpaceND, the first satellite, we use frequency, emitter frequency, meaning that this satellite, we are working together with University of Science Malaysia, USM, which become the owner and apply for the frequency, but we are the operator and also the one that developed the satellite. And we also working with MATS, the emitter frequency, emitter community here in Malaysia for this satellite. And when we launch, we have to be kept around 2 weeks before we deploy around 27th November. Then from there, actually, we get lots of experience. And if you see from 2020 to now, we have achieved lots of things. So why people always ask me why having the company, and also why you put all your effort having a company instead of focusing on research and also in university. So one of the reasons why I'm doing this, first, of course, I want to see the industry grow. So become part of the industry is one of the aims for me. Another thing is actually the challenge for the academia in Malaysia also, how to convince people to give you fund to launch a satellite. So thinking that if you can see in terms of commercial, in terms of economy, we actually can attract more people to give us fund. So I can say that this is quite successful. If you see how much grant I got when I actually have this company, and how much investment also I got for this company. So having something economical impact actually can attract more people to space. So I've gone through educations, but yes, it's working to push, but not lots. And I trying to use civil society, the NGO, but still not really working on that. But when I start uh, become one of the industry player, then this actually attract more, and also I can push this industry further. And I think this is one of the reason why I still in this industry, looking on an opportunity. And at the same time, I'm still teaching in University of Science Malaysia. So I'm going to share a bit on the challenge, how actually can be done. But it's also very difficult time for me also to grow this company, at the same time having two hats to be wear uh, for my life. So for SpaceIn itself, for this specific project of IoT, so we have go through on the technology demonstration. So now we actually reach on the commercialization phase, where we are now actually developed, we already designed the ground segment on the ground sensor module, and also on the communication module itself that connect the satellite to the ground or to the sensor. So we got the grant for us to test this ground segment, the sandbox grant for us to see whether our ground sensor working perfectly or not. And this actually we working together with one university in Malaysia, which is UiTM, on looking on the antenna and also on the circuit of the radio frequency. And in this year also, and the next 2 or 3 years, we plan to have our first constellations. So we going to launch, sorry, this is 2024 up to 2026. So we can launch at least 10 commercial satellite on orbit, and also have a connected devices. And then, of course, we want to complete our constellations, currently looking on the equatorial. So we have around 44 to 50 satellites, and hopefully we can increase more on the connected devices on the ground. And we also started looking on deploy services. And the progress, of course, we completed the design of the sensor modem, and we are actually in the PDR of SpaceIn 1, the commercial one. We're going to start soon on development of the ground station for the commercial, and fabrication for the sensor modem, and started on the frequency filing for the commercial. So we hope that by next Q3 or Q4 2025, we can launch our first commercial satellite, or first constellations, first satellite for the constellation. So what we have now, um, we just got this project from Malaysia Space Agency to develop a ground stations for UHF commercials, and also UHF and VHF amateur frequency at MISA Banting. At the same time, we're going to have our own mission control center there. And also we have 100 pieces of ground sensor module, which become the pilot test for this IoT services. So with these 100 pieces of ground sensor module, we have a few stakeholders that will working together with us, the Agriculture Ministry, Forest Department Sarawak. We have a few industry from oil and gas, solar alerts, which looking on the piping, durian plantation with sustainable harvest. They also IoT company looking for the solution using satellite connectivity, and also on the forest management for the Planters International Berhad. So we have more actually on the list, and hopefully this project can be done successfully, because we need to show everything by this end of the year. And a bit on the entrepreneurship trait that we as a lecturer need to experience and also try to learn, because of course from academia you jump to entrepreneur, there's a huge gap that you have to fill up. So for me myself also, we started in 2020 with a seed funding from university. So university is a key player that actually push us also, give us the money to start this business, and also the office accommodations, and also certain policy that going to support us throughout this journey of entrepreneur. And to have a business plan, to have the entrepreneurship mindset, I learned a lot outside the university. Of course, it's a long life learning. So I learned lots from the accelerator program. I have to do all the market research, talk to others, and also talk to the mentors, talk to the experienced people from that, and have a good business plan. And if you think that this is not working, pivot, and this is not working, pivot. So this is where actually experience I gained throughout the years from 2020 to 2024. So lots of things that I've learned myself. So hopefully this actually can shape my own entrepreneur traits to become more resilient in the future. And also on the talent in early stage, we actually co-founded by the postgraduate students. We have only one employee, and also then we gather everybody to do the things together, and we need to have the right culture. So this is the current team. So you can see that we have directors and founding teams here. And also this is my full-time engineers working on the satellite and also the ground segment. At the same time, we have a business development and marketing executive, and also on the admin and procurement side. So it needs to be balanced so that actually you can run this company as a company, not as a lab. So this is very important, because maybe the mindset is different. So you need to reach a certain milestone or certain target. But we still need this university ecosystem also, which we have the lab facilities, we have the IP, we have the expertise to be accessed, and also the resources from the students, so student can help us, and we also can teach the student. This is happening where our engineers actually helping the student for them to do a certain works if they go for the competitions, and also on the lab work. And also we need to identify the opportunities here, which product that is actually can be a commercials. So this is very important also, and make sure that this product is ready for the commercial. Otherwise, you need more capital to build this product. And also, you have to overcome the initial challenges, self-doubt. The entrepreneurship mindset need to be placed properly. So how actually this spin-off can contribute is on the product commercializations, consultations. You can get industrial grant, also can give industrial support for the school, and job opportunity for those who graduate from the university. So this is the earliest product that we have. And also, of course, on the challenge is on the funding. Funding still the challenge to get the good investor in this challenge. And the company management also, you are the CEO, at the same time you are lecturer, you are the board of directors, so you need a real partner to help you. And talent, you need to get best talent, but at the same time, you are startup, so you have a limited resources to pay for the salary. How you balance that is very important. And on the business, or this is based on KPI, something that need to be given back to the university, for the IP especially, and also on the support. Of course, not everybody support you in university because of the different kind of mindset. So you have to adapt on that and try to get help from the outside. And of course, on the legal support, family and friends, and the most important also from your country is that how you get support, especially on the ecosystem. So this is the last slide, 20 minutes now. What the lesson that I have learned here is a product development, which take a long time for the output, but it's contribute the market can be used for the KPI. So you need to ensure it has a grant, IP, or market or customer to buy. And it's a spin-off, speed up the commercialization, but you need more commitments. And if this emerging technology, of course, you need to work harder, and you need to work with industry to speed more. And you can't wait for the slow progress because you're going to burn more money. So you have to balance on that. And the most important, you need to have the commercial mindset, solve the real problem so that your product can be sold, and also learn how to communicate about your product, especially on the satellite space. We have less investor on this domain, so lots of education that need to do. So what is very important is how you communicate your product. So I can be reached in LinkedIn. You can type my name, Norilmi Amilia, in LinkedIn, and we can connect. So anything, you can send me an email, or you can drop your question if you have any question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Norilmi. It's such a remarkable presentation.